Whoosh! You like? First things first, I'm back. As you can see, haven't even shaved for you. Secondly, why is it so cold here? Oh my god. It's a map. Whoa. There's Paris. There. Are we done with Paris? Skydiving. You'll see that. Bubbles weren't in Europe, I just wanted to do that. There will be a series of Europe videos coming. It's going to take me a while to make because as I count there's going to be 17. But to talk about something at least in my triumphant return, I keep knocking the table, it's probably rocking the camera. I thought that I'd give you a little rundown on the pros and cons of Europe. So let's do this sort of pro-con. Unpredictable I am. Pro number one, and the best pro, public drinking is legal. You can walk around with the street with anything. You could just have a bottle of champagne, so classy, but it's cheap there and it's good, particularly in France. And just down it, no one cares. You can drink anywhere and no one's bashing people up, no one's being stupid, it's mature. Con number one, there's a lot of rubbish on the streets. They don't seem to have back doors to buildings, so they just chuck it all on the street. There's no bins either. Just there. Pro, they have an efficient metro system and national railway system and ticketing system. What is going on with Melbourne's system and Australia's system by the sound of things. Con, the coffee. Blech. It is actually shocking. It gets to the point where you sort of forget what good coffee tastes like, and you're just measuring all this coffee on a scale of shit coffee, and then you taste something that's sort of just a little bit shit, not really shit, but a little bit shit. And then you go, oh yeah, that's quite a good coffee. And then you come back to Australia, have a really good coffee, and you realise that was just another shit coffee. The history, even if you're not a history student, it is dripping in it, and it is so fascinating. That's a serious point. It really is fascinating. We have no history here. You do learn to respect our beaches in Australia over there, because when they seem to announce that there's a really, really good beach, either in the UK or France or wherever, it's generally a pebble beach. They are shit. You can't walk on them, you can't lie on them, you can't sunbake on them. It's just, there's no point to them. In a lot of these places you don't have to cook. Everyone after work in the UK goes out to a pub, gets smashed until 10, and everything's pre-packaged meals. It's just, the supermarket is full of pre-packaged meals. The kitchens aren't big enough to bloody cook, so everyone just buys their food, eats it, and done. I don't like cooking, so it's good for me. No chicken parmigiana. The closest you'll get is a schnitzel in Germany, and it's not the same. I do feel like a bit of a god sometimes because Australia's economy is so good in comparison. Well, don't pretend that you're a god in France because I'll think you're English, and again, the result's not going to be good for you. People peeing in the street. Paris. If you're an EU citizen, you get free entry to a lot of tourist attractions or discounted entry. Checkmate. Paying for toilets. Paying for public toilets. Gosh. A lot of places, particularly the touristy areas, you'll have to pay for toilets. In Germany, you pay for toilets everywhere. Even if you're eating in a restaurant, you still have to pay for a toilet. I walked upstairs trying to go to the toilet and I get this Guten Tag. And I'm just, oh. It says something in German, points and 50 cents. Goodbye. On the plus side, this is a pro, the public toilets are very, very, very clean. They are maintained. They are not a hole in the ground where you can see the last 20 people's shit, and there's shit on the seat, and shit on the wall, and shit on the roof. I don't know how that happens. The hospitality in Italy is backwards, particularly if you're just buying like takeaway things. You have to go to a man or a woman, and you say, I would like a coffee. You pay for it, they give you a receipt, you don't actually get the product. You then have to go to another human and give them the receipt, and then they'll either make it for you or get whatever it is for you. It doesn't make any sense. And they don't have an economy, they wonder why. Funny accents. Rude people. Paris. Pro. Potential con. They do cocktails by the bucket. By the bucket. Like a 1.5 litre or 2 litre bucket. You order a cocktail, they'll give it to you in that. They are lethal. Listen to me, they are lethal. I almost became a painter one night. I wasn't using a brush, it wasn't paint. It never really gets hot there. It was very hot when I was there, but it was a heat wave. So there's no air conditioning anywhere. High speed limits and good cars. They've got German cars right off the factory floor. If you want to sit down in Venice, you have to pay for it. If you sit in Venice, a person will come up to you and tell you to stand up or ask for money. And the same in London. they've got these deck chairs in the park that you got to pay. If you sit on a deck chair, you got to pay for it. Why don't you just sit on the grass next to it and not pay for it? But people still sit on them. That's for when the sun comes out. 5 times a year. The best pro is the cheap clothes shopping. This was €50. This jumper, €50 is about $75. This jumper was £7. That's about $13. And the jeans I'm wearing were also £7. You pay for this in Australia, you're looking at, well, maybe your week's food budget. Human feces in the street. Not going to mention the name of the city, Paris city, excuse me. Entire nightlife of Prague and the 5-story nightclub. I have evidence that I did go to a 5-story nightclub. Prague. 5-story nightclub. Crawl with me. I don't know if you can hear that, but my brother's watching Star Wars. It's just finished. Maybe it's paused. And he's just messaged me saying it's definitely Top Gear time, but I'm recording. We'll watch Top Gear later. A British show, a pro. Big thing. Europe has this magical and fatal power to make your money disappear. Another plus, sangria and paella in Spain and gelato in Italy. Drinking bottled water everywhere and paying for water at restaurants. What is this? A centre for ants. Keeping to the theme of this channel actually being about films, they all have fluent film industries and really good films. Con, paying for bread you didn't even ask for. I loved Prague, but they put bread on the table and then charged us for it. All of Amsterdam is a pro. Illogical systems, just in general, in France. Another pro is, depending on what you're interested in, the women in Prague and the men in Barcelona. Pennies and pence. Why do they still exist? They're the most useless currency ever. We should be getting rid of the 5-cent piece in Australia. They've still got pennies and pence. Like 1 pence and 2 pence. Pence is the sterling, British currency. Oh, a big plus that many people have noticed. A sun that doesn't burn you. I've got a tannish thing because there's no hole in the ozone layer. Cab drivers, actually everywhere they're good except for one city. And it's not Paris. We'll finish on a pro. I'm giving Paris a hard time here. It is the most stunning city I've ever seen in my life, Paris. There's no doubt about it. There you go, that's a proper pro. But people still shit and piss in the street. Well, I hope that's a bit of an introduction, a little bit of a taster for Europe. It's apparently now Top Gear time, so I'm going to go off and watch Top Gear. You know, if I actually recorded this on film, I could sit there and cut it while I watch it out there, but we'll figure something out. Or I could just pay someone to do it. I'm not going to do that. Keep your eyes open for all the Europe videos coming. I'm going to be doing them from, the London ones will be from London, and all the other ones will be coming from Paris. I narrated them when I was over there, so enjoy.